And quite honestly, you know, maybe they ought to spend a hell of a lot less on their SHOT Show booth and put a little bit more into their products. Hey everyone, Henrichs with Valor Ridge. The purpose of this video is to talk about values and making sure people get what they pay for. Let's go ahead and get started. Guys, I know some of you have been watching the channel for a very long time, and some of you, maybe your first video ever watching this. If you know about me or my background, I've been teaching firearms for over 13 years full-time. I've had my own business now, coming on our 11th training season, so I've been in business over a decade. We've had great people along the years. You know, when I do videos for you guys, I don't post nearly as often as I used to. I just don't have the time. We've already discussed that, and I do enjoy making content. When I make a video, I want it worth your while. I'm not just going to put content out just to generate clicks or subscribers or any of that stuff. So that said, we talk about values, and we talk about how important one's reputation is and how important integrity and authenticity. Those things are all important to me. And when I seek out people in my life, whether it's friends, whether it's the types of people that you associate with, you know, those values are exceptionally important. And over the years, you've seen me talk about certain products, or you've seen me talk about certain pieces of equipment, and I try to give good recommendations on that stuff. So very rare is it when I do a video about something that's negative. But I think it's very important for people to know things about how to spend your hard-earned money and how to really rely on certain things that you can bet your life on. And I've recently had a very negative experience with Crye Precision. Now, over the years, you've seen me in their plate carriers, and I've recommended some of their equipment, most notably one of their plate carriers, a jumpable plate carrier. And the reason why I chose this piece of equipment was because it fit my shooting style very well. You guys have seen me do videos with it, talking about it. You see me when I've run the 107 drill for my buddy Paul Howlett, Combat Shooting and Tactics. When I run that drill, I've worn this piece of equipment. I have had a decent experience, a very good experience with it. But the problem is that I ran into an issue with it. And I'd like to read Crye Precision's About page. And I'm going to put this up on the screen for you to read along with me. It says, About Crye Precision. Crye Precision designs and manufactures truly innovative equipment for America's fighting forces. We're proud and honored to serve our customers' needs. We spend as much time as we can with users, continuously incorporating their experience and feedback into the gear. We give them our full support and are indebted to them for their service and their sacrifice. We make uncompromising gear for uncompromising individuals. We work hard to provide smart, high-performance, long-wearing gear for people who demand the best. We make all of our gear in America from American materials, and every item is designed to help you perform better. So let's talk about that. Hard use gear. Okay. I would say I use my equipment a decent amount of the time. I use it several times a month. I don't use it every day, but I do use it pretty frequently. I'm not hard on it. I simply do my shooting drills, and I run around a little bit and do that, but I don't do any buddy drags. I don't do anything crazy with it. I'm not dragging it through gravel. I'm not dragging it through barbed wire. I'm not jumping it from an airplane or a helicopter. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm simply using the plate carrier to use it when I do my dry fire and when I do my live fire drills. So nothing crazy. I recently noticed, especially after running another 107 drill about a week or so ago, I noticed that the stitching was pulling out on my shoulder strap, and I've got a few pictures of that. Now, guys, as I said, their stuff is not cheap. The gear that they sell is high dollar. You know, they ask a premium for it. A lot of people are willing to pay that, and that's fine. But what the problem is that when you pay good, hard-earned money, expensive products, and then they don't last. Per their own mission statement here, it says that they make high-performance, long-wearing gear for people who demand the best. And it also says we give them our full support. Well, here's the deal. I contacted their customer service with photographs of this plate carrier, and I showed them exactly what the issue was. Stitching should not be pulling out of a shoulder strap with regular use, with like not that hardcore of use. I mean, yes, I use it frequently, but it's just wearing, it's draped over my body as I use it with my rifle. The stitching's pulling out. It's only a matter of time. I'd give it maybe another couple of weeks at most if I don't do something about this. As you can see from the photographs, the stitching is pulled out. I contacted their customer service, and here's the reply that I got. So they deem this normal wear and tear. Have any of you ever had a plate carrier where the shoulder strap just starts to pull out of the carrier with normal use? I never have, and I've been using gear for 25 plus years, and I've never had that happen to me before. And now most people would say, well, you know, maybe you just got a bad run. Maybe you just got a bad plate carrier. Maybe they made it on a Friday. Well, that may be true, but I also have a second plate carrier, and the exact same issue happened with that plate carrier as well. The same strap, this time on the other side of the shoulder strap is where it happened, the exact same problem. So that's 0 for 2 on their end. So as soon as I got that reply that they weren't going to repair or replace it, that's fine. That may be a cultural problem. Maybe they got the new guy. Maybe they got the person who's just a little lazy. I don't know. It's possible. So I emailed the CEO of Crye Precision directly because I figure, hey, you know what? Here I am. I've recommended their gear. I've recommended their equipment. I've sold them thousands of units of stuff over the years. I know this because people have said, hey, I bought that on your recommendation. Great, great. It's good stuff. And then all of a sudden people are spending their hard-earned money on it, right? Because I recommended it to them. And all of a sudden, you know, I'm like, all right, it may be a cultural thing. So I'm gonna give them a chance to make it right. I emailed the CEO directly. No reply whatsoever. No kiss my ass. No, hey, how's it going? I'm sorry, we'll make this right for you. None of that stuff. Just no reply whatsoever. First and foremost, I find that completely unacceptable. I find it unacceptable that a company of their stature and of their ability to make things right refuses to do anything about it. Second, I do not think this is normal wear and tear. I think it's a defective product. I think it's an absolutely defective product for shoulder straps to rip out of this. Problem is, companies can get so big sometimes that they start drinking their own Kool-Aid. In my opinion, I think that's unacceptable. I think it's piss poor customer service. It's got to be a cultural thing. You know, it's got to be one of these things. And if the company values, if they're not standing behind their product, if they're not supporting their own mission statement or about their own about tab, if they're not supporting the people that are using their products, and they talk about, yeah, we respect your sacrifice. Well, I'm a veteran-owned company. I'm a veteran. My wife's a veteran. I have other veterans that work here. So if you are saying that you support them, and you're saying that you support your gear, and that you're saying that you make hard use, long-lasting stuff, and none of those things happen, and then when a customer brings that to your attention, and then you still decide to do nothing about it, that's pretty piss poor in my opinion. So at this point, what I'm going to tell you is, you know, do they make good stuff? I don't know. In my experience, no. Their stuff doesn't last. In my opinion, their stuff is not hard use. I'm 0 for 2 on both of their plate carriers that I've purchased. In my opinion, I think that it's pretty unacceptable for a company to charge the prices that they do and not service their product. You know, I did not ask for anything for free. I asked them, will you repair or replace this product? And of course, nothing. You know, it's not even under warranty. No, we can't do anything about it. I think that's absolutely subpar. I think that's unacceptable. They need to do better. And really, I'm doing this video as a warning to people out there that are going to spend their hard-earned money to buy their products. But I'm also giving them an opportunity to unask themselves. I'm doing this video to help them. I'm doing this video to make them do better and build a better product so that when people get it, that their shoulder straps don't fall off and you have an unusable plate carrier. So at this point now, I'm out 2 plate carriers that I can't use because I can't depend on them and I can't rely on them to do the things that I need to do through just a simple shooting schedule that I perform out here, not only in dry fire, but teaching classes and then in my own personal practice. I do not have serviceable plate carriers that I can use. And I think that's that's an absolutely unacceptable situation. So guys, when I give a gear recommendation, I know that you don't take it lightly. I try to do my due diligence when I do this stuff. When I have an issue, I make sure that you guys know about that. Most of the other stuff that all the other stuff that I use, like Glock, you know, any of the other rifles that you see on the videos, any of that stuff, those companies stand by their products if there's a problem. I've never had a problem. If I've had to have anything at all worked on, anything gets taken care of at little to no charge whatsoever with other companies. Now, here's the deal. Working for your money, that's a big thing for everybody. You don't just show up for work and do it for nothing. You know, money is harder and harder and harder, you know, to hold on to these days, it seems like, and you know, it seems to go less and less and less. So I think if a company is out there selling themselves as a hard product and as all this and that and blah blah blah, and then they don't stand by that, or it starts to break, you know, that's pretty unacceptable to me. Other companies that I've used have absolutely stood by their products. In the very rare event that I've had to use any warranty stuff, which is exceptionally rare, in the rare event that it does happen, it got taken care of. And quite honestly, you know, maybe they ought to spend a hell of a lot less on their SHOT Show booth and put a little bit more into their products. This is Reid Henrichs of Valor Ridge reminding you that the lessons that we learn are written on the tombstones of others. We'll see you on the ridge.